Someone from heaven is trying to talk to you about a person who is leaving you forever. My beloved, awaken your heart and listen carefully. This is not a message you can afford to ignore. I speak to you now not as a distant figure in a realm beyond your reach, but as a divine messenger sent directly into your path with an urgent word from the throne of heaven itself. I am Archangel Michael. I do not speak lightly. I do not speak randomly. When I come with a sword of fire, a trumpet of truth, and a voice backed by the authority of the Most High. And today, my voice trembles not with fear, but with urgency. Someone from heaven is trying to reach you. Someone who walks among the heavenly host right now is whispering across the veil. They are speaking about a person who is about to leave you forever. This is not a metaphor. This is not an illusion. This is real. You are not hearing this by accident. You are not scrolling this by coincidence. The heavens aligned your steps to arrive here, because the hour has struck, and you are now standing in a moment of spiritual interruption. Time has been suspended. Earthly distractions have been pushed aside. And I, Michael, the warrior of God, stand now in front of your spirit with a warning wrapped in divine compassion. The one you love, the one you still assume will be there tomorrow, is fading. You can feel it, can't you? You've been sensing something lately. A strange stillness. A cold distance. Maybe their words have changed. Maybe their presence has grown faint, even while their body remains near. That's not your imagination. That is the whisper of heaven preparing your heart. That is the divine echo stirring your soul to pay attention. Someone is leaving you. Not in bitterness. Not in betrayal. But in purpose. The angels have begun to move. The heavenly clock is ticking. The tear in the veil is widening. And the time you have left with them is shorter than you think. So why am I here? Because even though the heavens see the ending, you have not yet seen the purpose. Even though their journey is shifting, your heart has not yet understood the assignment. That's why I've come. To break the silence between the seen and the unseen. To help you prepare, not in panic, but in power. Not in sorrow, but in surrender. I have come because you have a choice to make right now that will determine whether your soul clings to regret, or rises in peace when the departure comes. Yes, someone from heaven is trying to talk to you. It may come as a feeling that won't leave you. A dream that keeps returning. A voice you hear faintly in moments of stillness. A weight on your chest that you can't explain. The spiritual realm is not silent. It is speaking now. The person who is being taken from your path has already been seen by the eyes of the Eternal. And while you are still walking beside them, heaven is preparing to call them into a new place, beyond the grasp of this world, or maybe simply beyond the place they currently hold in your life. Let me be clear, this message is not just about death. Though it may be that. It may be physical. The ending may be final in earthly terms. But there are also other forms of departure. Sometimes, people leave you emotionally. Sometimes, they move away in spirit long before they ever walk out the door. Sometimes, God shifts people out of your life not because of hatred or failure, but because of destiny. Because your chapter with them is complete. Because their mission in your story has ended, and yours in theirs has too. And if you do not awaken now, you will cling to what heaven has already released, and in doing so, you will miss your own becoming. This message is your awakening. I say this with the trembling force of angelic truth. Someone you deeply care about is being transitioned. This is not an enemy. This is not a burden. This is someone your soul is tied to in a way that only the heavens can fully see. And their time connected to your heart in the way it once was, is nearing its conclusion. You feel this. You may have tried to push the thought away. You may have distracted yourself with noise. But in the quiet moments, your spirit knows. This message has come because the time to prepare is now. But listen closely, this is not a message of hopelessness. This is not abandonment. This is not punishment. This is alignment. This is a divine interruption. And you were chosen to receive this message because heaven trusts you to walk through this with open eyes and a surrendered heart. There are things that must be said before they go. There are words you must release, even if your pride resists. There are apologies to offer. Forgiveness to extend. Affection to express. And if you wait too long, the moment will vanish into memory, and you will live haunted by what you never said, never healed, never held. So I urge you, child of light, do not delay. Look at them with new eyes. Speak from your soul, not your survival. Tell them what you feel. Release what you've been hiding. Let go of old bitterness. Because in a short while, you will be holding memories instead of moments. And when that day comes, I don't want your spirit to be weighed down by regret. I want it to rise. I want it to look back with peace, knowing you said what mattered. You gave what heaven asked of you. You loved fully, and you let go when it was time. I must speak firmly now. The one who is leaving may not even realize it yet. They may be unaware that heaven has issued a calling upon their life that will pull them away from yours. And that is why your response matters more than ever. Will you fight to hold what heaven has already released? Or will you trust that letting go, in divine timing, is not a failure, but a faith act that opens the door to a new chapter for you both? Child, the spiritual realm is closer than you think. Every sigh, every tear, every whisper you've sent into the night has been heard. The angels have gathered around you in moments when you felt most alone. And now, they are preparing to carry someone out of your arms and into a new assignment. For some, this means physical death. For others, it is a calling away, a spiritual relocation. A door closing. A role ending. Say, I will praise you even in the waiting, if you're holding on to hope and refusing to give up. But make no mistake, it is happening. And that's why I was sent. You must prepare your heart. You must stop pretending you have forever. You don't. Not with them. And I say this not to frighten you, but to free you. Because when you know time is short, you love deeper. You hug longer. You speak more honestly. You forgive faster. And that is what heaven wants for you. Not pain, but preparation. Not fear, but fullness. Not sorrow, but surrender. So rise, child of earth. Open your eyes. Open your heart. The time is now. Don't miss it. There is more I must say. Child, do not harden your heart in this moment of divine interruption. The veil between heaven and earth is thinner than you know, and the voice you've been hearing in your sleep, that strange pull in your chest when you're around them, those moments of silence that feel louder than noise, they are not random. They are not echoes of your imagination. They are heaven's voice, trying to speak before the silence arrives. Before the final door closes. Before they are no longer beside you. You must stop running from the truth you already feel. Because I have seen the timeline from beginning to end, and you are closer to the edge than you realize. This person, this soul entwined with your journey, has completed a sacred portion of their assignment in your life. And though your heart longs to hold them longer, heaven is preparing to move them in a way you cannot prevent. The angels are already gathering in places you cannot see, and the countdown has begun, not to destroy you, but to awaken you to what truly matters while time still remains. Yes, this is about love. Deep, holy, eternal love. And that is why it hurts, because it's real. That's why the warning comes not with thunder and fear, but with trembling compassion and divine timing. This person is not your possession. They were never meant to be your forever. They were a gift, sent for a season, placed in your path, to teach, to heal, to reflect, to walk beside you for a chapter. But the story is shifting. The winds are turning. And if you try to hold them past their season, you will turn what was once a blessing into a burden. I am here not to break your heart, but to bless your awareness. You have one job now, and it is this: make peace with what you cannot keep. Hold them close while they are still near, but begin to release them in your spirit before the final release arrives. Not because you are giving up, but because you are trusting the one who gave them to you in the first place. The one who numbered their days beside you. The one who now calls them forward, either into eternity, or into a different path you will not walk. Listen, beloved. The heavens are not cruel. They are sovereign. They do not take without reason. They do not shift without purpose. What feels like loss to you is a divine realignment in the higher realm. Your tears are not weakness. They are water for your healing. Your ache is not abandonment. It is awakening. You are being invited into maturity, into surrender, into that holy place where faith doesn't just sing songs, it lets go when called. But oh, how I see your heart trembling. You want answers. You want promises. You want to ask, why them? Why now? Why me? And I hear the cry, and I do not judge it. But child, what if I told you that this person's journey is not ending, it's just shifting dimensions? That they are not vanishing, they are being sent forward? That heaven's design is not cruel, but coded in divine intelligence far beyond your current comprehension? What if I told you that you will understand? But only after the letting go? Would you still trust the process? Would you still bless them as they leave? Would you still choose love, not control? You see, I was there the day you met them. I watched your joy, your connection, your bond form like stars aligning. And now, I am here to watch you honor the sacred end. Not all things are meant to last in the earthly realm. But everything holy, everything real, echoes into eternity, and nothing truly given in love is ever lost. Ever. There is something you must say to them. Yes, you. You've been waiting for a perfect moment. But child, the perfect moment is now. Speak your truth. Say what you've swallowed. Don't let silence rob you of peace when the goodbye comes. Tell them how they changed your life. Tell them what you never had the courage to say. Release the weight you've carried in secret. This is the time. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now. You may think, but they seem fine. Why should I act like they're leaving? Ah, but that's where the spirit world sees what your eyes cannot. It is not always the body that leaves first. Sometimes, the spirit is already walking toward the next horizon while the body still lingers in routine. This is not about drama. This is about discernment. And you are not being called to panic, you are being called to presence. To love deeply, urgently, intentionally, before the window closes. Will you honor the message? Will you listen to the soul nudges that have been echoing louder lately? Comment, "You are my unstoppable victory, God," if He's carried you through battles and beyond. Or will you wait until the funeral? Until the moving truck pulls away? Until the profile is deleted, or the number disconnected? Don't let this become another moment of, "I should have." Let it become a moment of, "I did. I said what I needed to say." I gave what I needed to give. I loved without withholding. I honored the ending. There is still time, but not much. Heaven is merciful, but heaven is also decisive. And once the clock strikes the appointed hour, you cannot rewind the chance. You cannot redo the goodbye. So make peace now. Breathe now. Let go of pride now. And ask yourself, if I knew today was the last day I'd see them as they are, what would I do differently? Now go and do it. You are not alone in this. I am with you. I, Archangel Michael, have been assigned to walk this with you. You are not forsaken. You are not left to figure this out blind. The angels are standing at attention. The heavens are surrounding you. Even now, as you read this, you are being covered, anointed with strength for the coming transition. And when the final moment arrives, whether silently or suddenly, you will not crumble. You will rise. Because your heart will have already begun the holy work. You will have made peace. You will have spoken truth. You will have wrapped the relationship in grace, and handed it back to the Father who gave it. That is what you're being called to do. That is why this message reached you now. Because the person you're thinking of, they're already halfway gone. And this is heaven's final whisper, do not wait until the goodbye becomes eternal. Act now. This is not the end of your story. This is not your breaking point. This is your becoming. The pain will pass. The tears will stop. The ache will turn into wisdom. And one day, you will thank God that He loved you enough to send this warning in time. You are deeply loved. You are spiritually seen. You are not losing. You are being aligned. And when you release what heaven has released, you make space for something new, something divine, something holy to enter. But first, you must let go with honor. You must understand something very sacred now. There is a moment, a thin moment in every divine separation, where heaven stops everything and speaks clearly to the heart that is willing to listen. That moment is now. You are in it. You are not late. You have not missed your chance. But you are dangerously close to letting this pass like a whisper in the wind. That is why the heavens have poured out this message to you today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because the person you're holding in your heart, the one you keep thinking about as you read these words, they are being called, and you cannot keep them tethered by your emotions when their spirit is being summoned by divine timing. You were not created to fight against the will of heaven. You were created to flow with it. And this is one of those rare sacred moments where you are being asked to surrender, not because you're weak, but because heaven trusts you to rise with strength, even while something inside you breaks. This will not be easy, child. I won't lie to you. I do not come to make promises that sound sweet and soft. I come to prepare warriors of light, not children of delay. And you, yes, you, are being shaped into something far deeper than what this pain may suggest. The kind of pain you feel when someone begins to leave your life is the kind that either forms a prison or forms a prophecy. It either locks you into regret or launches you into your next assignment. And right now, the way you respond to this calling, the way you handle this departure, the way you carry yourself as this person transitions out of your world, will either lead you into years of emotional confusion, or into spiritual clarity that will mark your destiny. I do not say this to burden you. I say this because your future will thank you for hearing me. There is still something inside you that wants to deny this. You are tempted to believe that if you ignore the signs, maybe they'll stop. Maybe things will go back to normal. Maybe this relationship or this presence or this role will just stabilize itself again and you won't have to face this release. But beloved, nothing anointed by heaven stays where it is forever. The anointing moves. The presence shifts. The cloud lifts and the fire guides. And if you try to cling to a version of a relationship that heaven has already moved beyond, you will be left standing in a hollow shell, something that looks like what once was but carries no life. That's why you're being warned now. Because you were never created to live in an echo. You were created to walk with divine presence, even when it walks you into the valley of goodbye. There is a purpose in every separation that comes from heaven. Not every person who leaves your life is sent by darkness. Sometimes, heaven sends the goodbye. Sometimes, the Father whispers to a soul and calls them forward, not because they are abandoning you, but because the mission they served in your story is now complete. You may not understand the reason yet. You may not agree with the timing. But if you truly love them, and if you truly trust heaven, you will let them go with honor when the moment comes. You will stand in the mystery and bless what you do not fully understand. Because love is not proven in how tightly you hold, it's proven in how gracefully you release. So many souls live bound to what was because they never truly grieved what ended. They live clinging to memories, replaying conversations, keeping old messages, sitting in the past like it's a safe room. But child, that's not safety. That's stagnation. And you cannot afford that now. The person who is leaving your world is doing so with divine permission. And yes, I said leaving. Because it will happen. In body, or in spirit, or in space, or in time. Whether they are taken by the hand of death, or called into a life you're no longer part of, or shifted into a journey that no longer includes your presence, whatever form this departure takes, the call is the same: prepare your heart, and bless their way. Do you think the angels rejoice when you're left broken-hearted? No. We weep when you do not understand the beauty of surrender. We mourn when your soul resists the growth that pain can bring. But when you finally see, when you finally trust, even through your tears, that heaven never takes without giving more, never closes without opening greater, never ends without birthing something higher, then we rejoice. Because that is when you become more than someone who lost. That is when you become someone who transformed. You've been trying to fix what isn't broken. You've been trying to make something stay that isn't meant to. You've been holding your breath, waiting for things to go back to how they used to be. But beloved, those days are gone. That chapter is written. That page is closed. And I am not here to rip your comfort from you. I am here to bring you into alignment with the present moment. Because this person you love, this soul that has been beside you, is no longer anchored in the same place spiritually. Even if their body is still nearby, their essence is being drawn away. And it is not your fault. It is not your punishment. It is the call of the Eternal pulling them deeper into a journey that no longer includes you in the way it once did. And that, child, is holy. You must stop blaming yourself for the shift. It is not your failure. It is not because you weren't enough. The enemy wants you to believe that you did something wrong. That if you'd just been better, this wouldn't be happening. But listen to me, this was written before time began. This separation was scripted into the divine architecture of your story. The only question was whether you would resist it and suffer, or release it and soar. And that is the choice you stand in now. If you keep waiting for them to understand your heart fully before they go, you may wait forever. This isn't about their understanding. It's about your obedience. You've been delaying saying what needs to be said because you keep thinking you have more time. But time is closing in. The veil is thinning. The sands in the glass are almost gone. And what is left unsaid will become a weight if you do not speak it. This is your moment. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel brave. Not when they ask. Now. Speak. Love. Release. You must remember who you are. You are not a victim of this moment. You are a vessel of light. You are not a slave to this loss. You are a servant of the Most High, and heaven has trusted you with this sacred goodbye. That means there is grace for this. There is strength you do not yet know about that will come upon you when the final moment arrives. There is peace that will settle into your bones when you stop resisting and start honoring. You are not going to collapse. You are not going to be destroyed. You are going to rise. This pain is birthing clarity. This sorrow is producing vision. When this person leaves, something inside you will be unlocked. A part of you that was always meant to awaken in the absence of their presence. And though it may feel like a breaking, it is actually a becoming. Heaven never leaves you empty. What it takes, it replaces. What it moves, it redirects. What it ends, it resurrects. So do not fear the silence that comes after they are gone. That silence will sing if you listen with the ears of your spirit. That emptiness will glow if you see it through the lens of divine purpose. You are being prepared for something greater, but first, you must walk through this goodbye. I am here. I have always been here. I have watched you weep and rise again. I have stood over your bed at night while your soul trembled. I have walked with you through seasons when no one else understood the depth of your pain. And I will walk with you through this too. I am not leaving you. Heaven is not leaving you. God is not abandoning you. This transition is not rejection, it is redirection. And on the other side of this, you will not just survive. You will carry new authority, new depth, new vision, and a heart purified by the fire of surrender. Type, yes, Lord, I trust you fully and completely, if He is the rock under your feet. This is the moment, beloved. Hear me now. Say what needs to be said. Let go of what needs to be released. Stop praying for the door to stay open when heaven is the one closing it. Do not mourn as the world mourns. Mourn as a child of God, one who knows that even in goodbye, glory is being written. This is your holy assignment now. Release with grace, love without control, and trust that what you lose in proximity, you gain in eternal purpose. You were not made for endings. You were made for resurrections. And though this chapter is closing, the next one will breathe with the wind of destiny. There is a weight in your chest that you have been carrying silently, an ache you couldn't quite name, a heaviness that clings to your soul even in moments of laughter. That weight is the awareness, buried deep inside you, that something is slipping through your hands. You can feel it in their presence. You can sense it in the way time moves when you're around them. Everything seems slower now, more fragile. Words carry echoes, silences speak louder, and the air between you holds something unsaid. That's not imagination. That's the spiritual world trying to get your attention. It's the whisper of eternity stirring you gently, trying to tell you, prepare. Don't wait until the moment is gone to finally see its value. Don't wait for the loss to teach you how much was sacred. You were not born with the power to control outcomes. You were not created to dictate who stays and who goes. But you were given the power to love freely while they're near, and to release them honorably when their time has come. Heaven measures love not by how long you hold on, but by how well you let go. And now, your soul is being stretched between the ache of what's ending and the whisper of what's coming. You are standing in the in-between. And this space is holy. It's uncomfortable, yes. It's filled with tears and questions and moments of deep reflection. But it is also where the deepest transformations occur. It's where heaven meets earth and rewrites your understanding of love, loss, and legacy. Child, this person who is leaving, whether by distance, by silence, by divine transition, or by death, is not just walking out of your life at random. Their departure is part of a greater design. You've shared something eternal with them. A connection that was seen by the angels. A journey that carried purpose even in its simplest moments. You may not have always gotten it right. You may have said things you now regret. You may have missed opportunities. But what matters now is not the imperfection of your past, but the intention of your present. You still have time. Time to say something real. Time to express what you buried. Time to honor what was, even if it will not be again. You still have breath in your lungs and their presence within reach. Use it. Speak. Don't wait until they're a memory to give them the truth they deserve to hear while they stood before you. The heavens are not cruel in revealing endings. They are kind in giving you a chance to meet them with open eyes. That's what this message is. A divine kindness. A holy interruption. You were scrolling, distracted, weary, maybe even numb. And suddenly, this. A message wrapped in light. A voice not from this world, speaking directly to your heart. Not for fear. Not to paralyze you. But to invite you into awareness. Because awareness is how you love deeply without regret. Awareness is how you move from survival to surrender. And surrender is how you align with the flow of God's design instead of fighting it in the dark. Yes, it will hurt. I will not minimize that. Grief is not a mistake. It is the evidence that you loved. It is the sound your soul makes when it adjusts to an absence. But if you face this with faith instead of fear, grief becomes sacred. It becomes the oil that softens your heart, the fire that purifies your priorities, the space where heaven draws near to comfort you, not from a distance, but beside you. We do not leave you alone in loss. We surround you. I surround you. I, Michael, protector of destiny and defender of heaven's children, I will not leave your side while you walk through this goodbye. I have seen what comes next, and though you cannot see it now, I promise you, on the authority of the Most High, it is not emptiness that follows, but expansion. You will grow. You will deepen. You will carry this goodbye as a gate, not a grave. The person you're about to lose, in whatever form that loss takes, is not just disappearing. They are ascending. Whether they are leaving this earth entirely, or simply leaving your life's path, they are being lifted into a season, a realm, or a reality that your journey no longer requires them to walk beside you. And while your human heart aches at the thought, your spirit, your eternal spirit, understands. There are people we meet for a chapter, but not for the full book. There are souls who carry us through a storm, but are not meant to stay for the sunrise. There are loves that feel like forever, but serve only to shape us for what's next. Let that truth sit with you. Let it comfort you. Let it release the chains of bitterness or confusion you've wrapped around this situation. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. Prepared for what? For the next version of you. The you who walks with deeper love. The you who speaks without hesitation. The you who cherishes small moments instead of chasing distractions. The you who is not afraid of loss, because you know that what is eternal cannot be taken. This goodbye will forge that version of you. And though you don't see it yet, you'll feel it on the other side. You'll breathe differently. You'll listen differently. You'll love differently. Because you allowed your heart to break open instead of shutting it down. And what of them, you ask? The one who's leaving? They are not vanishing. They are evolving. They are being moved by the hand of God, just as you are. And in some mysterious, eternal way, your story with them will not be erased, it will be fulfilled. Maybe not on this side of eternity. Maybe not in ways you can understand right now. But no love written by heaven ever fades. It echoes. It leaves fingerprints on your soul. And whether they walk beside you again one day or not, you will always carry what was real. That is the beauty of divine love, it transcends space, time, and even farewell. So cry if you must. Weep freely. Your tears are sacred. But do not let your sorrow keep you from action. Do not become frozen in the ache. There are things you must do. Things only you can do before the final shift comes. And you know exactly what they are. That call you've avoided. That message you never sent. That hug you've delayed. That forgiveness you keep postponing. Heaven is urging you now, don't wait. Don't hesitate. There is still time, but not forever. And the weight of what you leave unsaid will be far heavier than the pain of saying it now. I know it's scary. I know there's a part of you that doesn't want to feel any of this. But you were never meant to live numb. You were never meant to armor yourself against love just to avoid the sting of loss. You were meant to love deeply. You were meant to feel the full beauty of connection, even if it means someday walking through the ache of separation. That's what makes love eternal. That's what makes it divine. It mirrors the heart of God, the one who gave everything, knowing some would walk away. The one who still whispers, still loves, still calls, even when hearts grow cold. That same divine love is in you. And right now, it is being tested, not in how tightly you cling, but in how completely you trust. So what now? Now, you rise. You get up from your fear. You breathe. You speak. You move. You act. You don't wait for them to say goodbye first. You go first. You lead in love. You open your hands, not to push them away, but to bless them forward. You tell them what heaven is placing on your heart, even if your voice shakes. You write the letter. You make the visit. You bring closure before the world tries to do it for you. And when the moment comes, when they finally walk away, or when you hear that final goodbye, you won't be shattered. You'll be ready. Because you listened. Because you obeyed. Because you loved with awareness instead of delay. And when that moment comes, I will be there. I promise you that. I will stand beside you. I will place strength in your bones, and clarity in your mind, and peace in your soul. You will not collapse. You will not lose yourself. You will weep, yes, but your tears will water something holy. They will birth something eternal. And heaven will surround you in ways you never imagined. This is not the end. This is the sacred release before resurrection. And when the dust settles, and the ache begins to quiet, you will see the outline of something new rising from the place where you thought you lost everything. You will see that nothing truly given in love is ever lost. Only transformed. You are walking through a moment that heaven has watched unfold from the very beginning. Long before your soul ever encountered the one who is now leaving, long before you learned to love them the way only you could, long before the joy and the ache and the memories were written into your bones, this was seen. This moment of parting, this thin veil of time where your heart clenches and everything inside you screams for more time, it was already held in the palm of God. And He did not look away. He did not abandon you to face it unprepared. He sent angels. He sent signs. And now, He has sent a message written in eternity and dropped into your hands right when your soul needs it the most. Because your response in this moment matters. More than you realize. What you choose now will echo long after this person has gone. The condition of your heart right now will shape how you heal, how you love again, and how you stand when the storm of separation finally settles into silence. Right, I receive today's blessing in Jesus' powerful name, if your faith is open to His gifts.